It's Easter in the Virgin Islands, and it wouldn't be complete without the annual Easter races at the Ellis Thomas Downs in Seacoast Bay. Here to give us the 411 on the upcoming horse racing activities is President of the BVI Horse Racing Association, Mr. Lesmore Smith. In Row Town for 284 Media, I'm Ron Grant. Get online today with CCT Go Fast LTE. Simply select from any one of our Go Fast LTE plan options. Each plan offers unlimited wireless residential internet and are priced to suit your budget and required data speed. Stop by any one of our locations and speak with one of our representatives. And get online with Go Fast LTE, the BVI's preferred choice for reliability, speed, and affordability. CCT Life Unlimited. Mr. Smith, welcome to 284 Media.
Nice to be here, Ron.
April 21st, post time is 1:30. Tell us all about it. It goes down.
Yeah, Ron, it's also a historic day for us.
Yes.
First ever in the Virgin Islands. We have Antigua here. Everyone said it couldn't happen, but I pursue until it happened. And I'm saying to the public, they're here, and they're up against total evil. They have one of those horses that they brought back is literally from, they bought them in the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Because by flying from honor from the stable of Mrs. Patsy Lake, and they bought Bondine from St. Croix. So they're Virgin Islanders already. So welcome back home.
Absolutely.
And they're here up against flying to honor. He's actually in the big race against Totally Evil. So that's supposed to be a very, very good one. He'd never been beaten before in the Virgin Islands since they brought him here. So it's going to be a good one.
No, you mentioned that it's historic, and I do agree because it's the first time that Antigua will be participating. Why has it taken so long?
Because we are part of the U.S. MOU system between St. Thomas and Tortola, and we can't have foreign horses from the other Caribbean islands. I went through the research with the U.S. vet, the local vet, and they have met all the criteria.
Okay.
I think maybe because one, they were purchased from the U.S., two, they were also a part of the Virgin Islands before, and three, Antigua isn't one of those territory that had any equine disease issues.
Okay.
So they were able to get them here.
No, the Horse Racing Association has been on a quest to hold at least one race per month, and I think it's a fascinating and a very encouraging endeavor. Tell us about the place that the association is at right now as it pertains to attempting to revive horse racing in the Virgin Islands.
It's a good one, Ron. About a year and a half ago, I tried a telethon on the radio, and hoping to raise some money after the devastation of Irma, Maria, and it didn't do too well.
Okay.
But being persistent, BVI's resilience in me, I stayed with it. I got help from the minister of then of the area, Mr. Julian Fraser, along with San Wise Development Actuator, to help take most of the heavy debris out of the way. Having done that, I went into rebuilding the stables.
Okay.
And I undertook all this project on my own. Fortunately, December, our first race was held for our Boxing Day, which is one of our international racing day in the BVI.
Big day.
Big day. And we had about roughly, I would say about 5,000 people. It was humongous. A lot of people came out and we had fun.
Okay.
And thereafter, we had two other races. So this is our fourth race coming up now, and we're happy to have Antigua in the Virgin Islands participating with us.
With the disappointment of the telethon not being as successful as you would have hoped, many would have thrown their hats up and said, you know what, this is a little bit too much for me. Why the persistence?
Because it's a sport I love. It's challenging, it's costly, but I'm a true BVI lander. I don't ask what the country can do for me only.
Okay.
I ask what can I do to help the country. I know for a fact we believe in sport tourism. It's one of our biggest things that every politician campaign on, sport tourism. We can utilize what we have because we realize our financial industry and our cruise tourism, those are the only two, so why not boost sport tourism? So we are working towards that, and I think horse racing have indeed created an impact in that area right now.
For a very long time, we have been harnessing and continuing to strengthen our relationship with the U.S. Virgin Islands. Tell me about that relationship, because month after month, when we do have a horse race, they come over and they support us in numbers. The horse owners come over and support us as well. Tell me about that bond.
That bond, I've been president of the BVI Horse Racing Association 2012 and back now. That bond with them and I have been really fostered and developed on a wholesome scale.
Okay.
They came over during the reconstruction of the track to give me help and support.
Really?
Because, yeah, they did. The association from St. Thomas, they came over in the evenings, some weeks in between, to help with ensuring that I had all the stops in place to be sure that the track was safe to run. They brought over the vet. I mean, they went through the 9 yards to be sure that we support each other. And I find good camaraderie among us. And even now, with the things that we're doing with this race coming on stream, I just got off the phone with some of the members. Okay, you have this in place, because they give that helping hand.
Very supportive.
Very much so, to be sure it happened.
2017, Orma and Maria gave us all, I would think, a clean slate. What does the road ahead look like for horse racing in the British Virgin Islands?
The road up ahead to me, is going to be a great one. Because since about 3-4 weeks ago, we have about 4 new horse owners in the BVI.
Interesting.
Yeah. Some guys brought in 3 horses, some brought 2. I have myself sold even before the race. One guy wanted the horse that I have to go up to run as his own, because he feels that it's a competitive race and he can win. I sold it. I mean, you'll ask yourself, why wait to this late point? I need as much people as I can in the sport so I can make it better.
What encouragement would you give to young persons? Because a lot of persons out there, they come to the races, but they don't understand the depth and length that it takes to not only be a horse owner, but to put on such activities. With a vision, a 2020 vision of wanting to see horse racing in the BVI take off, what encouragement would you give to young persons who might be interested in becoming a part of the sport?
I must tell them it's like having your first child. It's a commitment.
Okay.
You have to get up every day, morning and afternoon, and go to look for that horse. Make sure it's fed, it's bathed, the foot washed, the mouth clean. It's like taking care of a baby. The commitment to horses, if you don't love the sport, don't get involved with the sport.
Okay.
It takes that much out of you. And to me, again, we will have to have the sport to the next level, where there's simultaneous casting, parimutuel betting, so we can have more money, revenues coming in to make the industry much more vibrant, because you're looking at what we depend on now is sponsorship and the gate to pay the purses. But if we have the other contributory stuff, it can help. I would encourage more young people then, because it becomes more a business. Right now for us, more it's like a hobby.
It's a hobby, definitely.
A sport.
Yeah.
But then it becomes a business when you know there are other revenues that can keep you balanced. The purses can be better. This race there, our overall purse is 60,000.
Wow.
The big race is like added purse make it about 23,000. It's 20, but added purse make it about 23,000. So there's a lot of little perks in it.
Definitely.
But you have to
takes a
love.
lot of
It takes a lot of
sacrifice as well.
sacrifice.
Definitely.
It's a lot of money. You have to bring the vet. You have to bring the farrier. You have to bring everybody in to make it happen.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for the work you've been doing, and we continue to support you here at 284 Media. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Definitely April 21st, it's Easter Sunday. You have to be there. Post time is 1:30 at the Ellis Thomas Downs, Antigua, St. Thomas, Tortola. It's going to be huge. It's going to be exciting, and you have to be there.